On today's show, Ford dealerships begin to seriously price gouge the MSRP of the Mustang Mach E long before it starts deliveries. Tesla pushes a new update to certain Model S and Model X cars to increase supercharging power levels. And what happens when Burger King realizes that its company sign is being mistaken for a stop sign by Tesla's autopilot? These stories and more coming next. This is Ecotricity's ecoTEC roundup show from New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. We are 100% Kiwi and we are 50% community owned. Why not switch today at ecotricity.co.nz? Welcome back to another ecoTEC roundup show. I hope that you and yours are safe and that your week has been a good one. Thanks for joining me. When a new vehicle comes to market, regardless of what it's powered by, there's usually a significant amount of interest and demand from potential customers. When it comes to EVs, some automakers have shifted their pre-reservation and ordering processes online, partly because of the tech-savvy nature of the average customer, but also because dealerships traditionally know nothing about electric vehicles, or don't want to. However, that is not stopping numerous Ford dealers across the US from taking Ford's pre-reservation holders and then expecting them to pay $10,000 to $15,000 over list price to get behind the wheel of an all-new Ford Mustang Mach E. Ford has been asked about this and stated that while it lists MSRP, dealerships and customers are ultimately the ones who agree on a final price. In response, I'd suggest you might want to find a dealership who won't try and fleece you, as that particular car is still several months away from launch. Although Elon Musk has been pretty vocal about stay-at-home orders and his feelings in general towards COVID-19, Tesla has now officially postponed both its Tesla Investor Battery Day and its annual shareholder meeting. The former was due to take place before the end of this month, while the latter had been scheduled for July 7th. However, with restrictions on the number of people who can attend an indoor event in effect in California, for good reason, Tesla has now set back both to occur on the same day, tentatively scheduled for September 15th. While this will disappoint some who had been looking forward to hearing sooner rather than later about Tesla's new exciting battery technology and its future plans, it does mean that Tesla will not be putting any of its shareholders or anyone else at risk. When Tesla started delivering Model 3, it restricted initial deliveries to Tesla employees. The logic behind that was that Tesla staff would be able to help Tesla iron out any final problems before beginning deliveries to the wider public. Now it seems that Volkswagen is following in Tesla's tyre tracks by announcing that 150 of its production Volkswagen ID.3s have been handed over to Volkswagen employees as part of a final phase of testing before wider deliveries begin in September. According to Volkswagen, employees were actually chosen randomly for this, and they will be expected to give feedback to the Volkswagen ID.3 team, both on how the vehicles perform, but also on the functionality of the updates that Volkswagen is hurriedly trying to produce to fix the various issues that the car has been plagued by since its conception. On Tuesday this week, Apple held its annual Worldwide Developer Conference, usually an opportunity for software engineers, media, and Apple engineers to get together and learn about new features and software. This year's event was held completely online because of, you've guessed it, COVID. The keynote address, which normally includes plenty of snippets about things we can look forward to as end users and in future software updates, detailed new functionality for Apple's iOS 14, including a new function in Apple Maps designed to help EV drivers eliminate range anxiety and find appropriate charging stations. It's an early days feature, but here's hoping that it will be able to help those with cars that have terrible range prediction software. Additionally, Apple announced a new function, using your iPhone as a key for your car. Now, where have we heard that before, eh? In its relentless push to remain the king of rapid charging, Tesla has just pushed a new software update that will improve the rapid charging speeds of certain Model S and Model X cars. Previously, recent model year Model S and Model X cars had been limited to a maximum charge rate of 200 kilowatts, while Model 3 and Model Y cars are capable of up to 250 kilowatts, thanks to the way in which their battery packs and power electronics are designed. But this new update means that compatible Model S and Model X will be able to charge at up to 225 kilowatts. Sadly, though, the update is only available to the most recent of cars, which means anything built in the last few months. Those cars apparently have a slightly different battery pack configuration, which is not previously found in variants. In a post-COVID world, Rivian might be focusing on bringing the Amazon electric delivery truck into production before its R1T, But that doesn't mean the electric automaker isn't continuing development of its self-described lifestyle pickup. Despite that moniker, though, Rivian took a pre-production, fully camouflaged R1T to a well-known proving ground in the middle of the Arizona desert to see just how far the R1T could be pushed off-road, testing the truck's rock-crawling capabilities, traction control and ability to deal with steep angles and rough terrain. The resulting video could easily be mistaken for any other rugged pickup being developed. I think this one is going to sell really well when it hits the market, and yes, I still want one. The US National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA for short, has confirmed that it's conducting an investigation into 63,000 Tesla Model S cars made between 2012 and 2015. The reason? Wearing out of the embedded multimedia controller, or eMMC, that exists in the touchscreen computer at the heart of Tesla's digital dashboard. While the flash memory inside these units should last years in normal use, Tesla's operating system writes huge amounts of diagnostic log files to them in operation, which has been prematurely wearing the units out and causing the infotainment system to fail. While Tesla does offer eMMC replacement, it's often done out of warranty, which can be pretty expensive. NHTSA is investigating the problem as a potential safety concern. Unlike electric-only automakers, so-called traditional automakers have two choices when making a new electric car. They can either build a platform that's shared between electric and other drivetrains, or they can come up with a dedicated electric vehicle platform. BMW has, for the most part, focused on electrifying existing models and platforms rather than building them from the ground up. But this week, the head of BMW's Work Council came out in support of BMW transitioning to a dedicated electric vehicle platform, arguing that it is the only way to fully exploit the advantages of an electric vehicle drivetrain. Manfred Schurz told Der Spiegel the company risked being completely overtaken by the competition, including Tesla. It's not clear if BMW's board will listen to his advice. On Thursday, Lordstown Motors held the reveal event for its upcoming Lordstown Endurance electric pickup truck. The event itself, which was over an hour in length, was full of speeches by various members of the Lordstown Motors team and dignitaries, including the US Vice President Mike Pence. But little to no details about the Lordstown Endurance were discussed, and not a single glimpse of the inside was given, which, considering last week's teaser photographs, was frankly a major letdown. And the official B-roll released by the company after the event, well, that was pretty much the vice president looking at the truck with various team members looking on, none of which were physically distancing or wearing face coverings. I think you can tell I'm not impressed. Although California may be home to many electric cars and many electric car companies, it's also home to some of the US's worst air pollution, much of which comes from heavy-duty commercial vehicles. Which is why the California Air Resource Board this week has become the first in the nation to set new zero-emission truck standards for big rigs. From 2024, haulage firms operating in the state will need to transition to zero-emission fleets, with a mandate that by 2045, all new trucks must be zero-emission within California. The regulations will first push for zero-emission short-haul and drayage fleets by 2035, zero-emission last-mile delivery fleets by 2040, and a fully zero-emission fleet by that aforementioned 2045 date. Given how many states follow California's lead with zero-emission vehicles, I'm really hoping they'll follow with truck regulations too. And finally, having a car that's capable of at least some form of semi-autonomous driving is a perk that I'm sure many people already have or are really looking forward to in their next car. After all, it's been proven that semi-autonomous systems can reduce accidents, reduce driver stress, and even reduce emissions. But fast food company Burger King can see another benefit, being confused for a stop sign. According to recent social media posts, some Teslas fitted with autopilot are confusing the giant circular BK logo as a stop sign and are coming to a halt when they encounter one. Burger King's response? To offer Tesla drivers a free Whopper if they post to social media when their car stops for a Burger King. It's viral video marketing at its absolute best, so make sure you make that Whopper an impossible burger one, eh? And on that note, we are done for today. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next episode. And of course, while you have that browser open, why not switch to New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company? They make it super easy to make the switch, and if you do, you will help New Zealand wean itself off dirty energy and onto clean green power that will keep the land beautiful for many years to come. I'm going to be away next week, so there won't be an episode of this show, but we've got some other fun content for you to enjoy. But until next time, remember to stay safe, wash your hands and keep healthy. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Ka kite. See you next time.